Hi, peace, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Truth Tuesday show here on Hindsight Radio, the information station changing the nation. Before I go into what I'm going to talk about, let's do a mic check as always. Can you guys hear me clear? I know they're messing around with the phone lines. People are complaining they can't get on. Uh, I left the numbers last week in the chat. The numbers to get on, well, if you can hear me, you're on, so I don't really have to say it. Um, yeah, I know they don't want y'all to get the truth, um, and that's understandable. We're living in an age of people do not like hearing the truth. They really don't. They will, they will cut you out if you tell them the truth. You know, I decided to go get some groceries this morning to for the house, and I get out my truck, I park. As I'm driving to park in the space I want to park in, there's a guy coming out of the store. It appeared to be coming out. So he's in the middle of the parking lot, can barely walk. He's limping, and he's got a cigarette in his mouth. It's not lit, but it's in his mouth, and he's holding a bag. I mean, this guy, it was like you just blow on him, he was gonna fall over, right? So I park. When I park, he comes up to where I'm at. Get out the car. Hey, bro, man, can you give me a couple of dollars to get something to eat? And you know me, I'm generous. I give people big tips all the time, you know. And me and my daughter purposely at one point would go out to restaurants and give whoever waits on us a really huge tip. I'm not going to say how much, but it's a tip. You know, it's a really nice sized tip. I believe in giving. But this time my spirit said no. And I have learned to listen to that voice that says no. Don't do it. I said no. So he asked me for a couple of dollars, and I said, no, I'm not giving you a couple of dollars. You got a cigarette in your mouth, you could barely walk. Maybe if you take the money you're spending on that cigarette and buy yourself something to eat, that might work for you. He looked at me kind of shocked that I would say something like that. But I gave him one of the best advice he's probably had in a long time. Don't spend you spending your money on something that could destroy your health, and it's killing you. You look like you're about to, you 1 foot, not 1 foot. You look like you're in the grave and your head is just above the ground, the hole. That's how bad he looks. So he gets mad, and I became. He starts yelling, "Just say no, bitch ass nigga." So when he said it the first time, I heard him and I just kept walking. Then he walks towards me saying it. And I said, I think it'd be a good idea if you keep saying what you're saying going in the other direction, not coming towards me. Right? And I just proceeded to walk on in this store. And he's just yelling louder and louder. I'm ignoring him. Like while he's just saying this over and over, and I'm laughing. It didn't faze me. It didn't bother me that he insulted me. He's yelling in the parking lot. But it reminded me of a scripture, way he was acting. So people want you to give them things, but they don't want the truth. They don't want the real knowledge they can use for the rest of their life to get themselves out of their situation. How much is a pack of cigarettes? Like $10. I know they're expensive. That you can buy a one meal with that. If you want to budget. I don't eat McDonald's or anything like that. But if my money was funny and I had a few dollars, that's what I'd be eating. I'd be eating them burgers from McDonald's. Dollar off the dollar junior meal, whatever it is. You do what you have to do with the money you have, right? So it reminded me of the scripture. John chapter 6, starting at verse 22. It says, the next day the crowd that had stayed on the other side of the sea saw that there had been only one boat there. They also saw that Jesus had not got had not gotten into the boat with his disciples. But that his disciples had gone away alone. So they were looking for Jesus. They were looking, they want something, right? Then some boats from Tiberias came near the place where they had eaten the bread after the Lord had given thanks. So when the crowd saw that neither Jesus nor his disciples were there, they themselves got into the boats and went to Capernaum looking for Jesus. So they're looking for him vigorously. Now, he had just finished teaching these people. He had fed them already, and he taught them. And you know, they saw miracles, and they got taught mind science, how to use their mind to get what they want, right? When they found him on the other side of the sea, they said to him, Rabbi, when did you come here? Jesus answered them very quick, very truly. Now, see, the scriptures play it down. I'm sure he reacted a little more sternly than this. But, you know, when they rewrote the scriptures, revised the scriptures, they made it sound so lovely and sweet, so, you know, so people can absorb this, right? Here it is. Very truly, I tell you, you are looking for me not because you saw signs, but because you ate your fill of the loaves. See, he's telling them, y'all didn't come to me because I did all these great things. You come to me because you want something that I can put in your belly, your stomach. Selfish, right? Do not work for the food that perishes, but for the food that endures for eternal life, which the Son of Man will give you, for it is on him that God the Father has set his seal. So, what is he saying? Don't work for the physical stuff. Get the mind right. Because if your mind and your consciousness is in the highest form, you will get anything you want. If you're lacking something, that's because your mind is not in connection with that. It's not in line with that. And you keep talking about, man, it's hard out here. That's exactly what you're going to get, hard. You keep talking about that. We don't realize how powerful our words and how our words is really what's hanging us. It's not just the words, it's the consciousness of your mind that's producing those very words. But let me finish. Then they said to him, what must we do to perform the works of God? Jesus answered them, this is the work of God, that you believe in him who he has sent. So he's saying, believe in him who has sent. See, the theologians, the scholars say just believe in Jesus and everything is all right. What he's actually saying is have the same Christ consciousness as me, so that you can do or produce the same miracles that I'm producing. That's really what he's saying. See, they revised this and made you think, I believe in Jesus and that's it. You already know there's thousands of people in the church right now saying they believe in Jesus, ain't nothing happened to them. They're still stuck in the same position they was in 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago until they die. Nothing has changed. So just believing in Jesus or Christ is not enough. That has been proven over the centuries, thousands of years. It has been proven that is not enough. You have to get into the Christ consciousness in order to be able to achieve that which you desire. Let me finish. So they said to him, what sign are you going to give us then, so that we may see it and believe you? What work are you performing? Our ancestors ate the manna in the wilderness, as it is written. See, they deaf, dumb, and blind. They're still talking about some manna, and he's trying to tell them to get their mind right. And they wanting to see more signs to believe after he done many signs, fed them before, and they're still looking. So it just goes to show you, people do not work. The real work is a constant looking at yourself in the mirror and seeing what you need to do to be in your highest consciousness, being your greatest self. Most people don't want to put in that work. This man walking around limping and cigarette on his lips, he enjoys that life. Why do I say that? Because he doesn't want to change. He wants someone to hand him something. Give me a couple of dollars, bro. Feel sorry for me. I'm broke. And if I would have given him that money, I would have helped him believe in that nonsense. Instead, I gave him advice. Get rid of the cigarette, take that money, and buy your food with it. You see? Oh, he don't want to get that up. I became a bitch ass nigga because I told him the truth. And that showed me what I was really dealing with. See, let me show you something. The man himself was a divine being. I still see him as divinely. That's what I was looking at, and I was talking to that part of him. But he allowed his undivine, his lower self, to come out and speak all kind of vulgar things. The Bible will put it as demons coming out. Demons are nothing more than those multiple thoughts that you have that are negative, lower states of mind. Those are the demons that's running through your mind. And that's what he chose to abide in. Instead of abiding in the Christ consciousness. And I've talked to other people that, just the day before, I'm sitting in the parking lot, waiting on me and Lauren went for a bike ride, so we stopped to get something to eat. Just sitting there, I'm waiting on the food, and a woman with about 4 small children came up to me and said, "Sir, can I get a couple of dollars to get something to eat?" And I chuckled. I said, "A couple of dollars? What world you live in? A couple of dollars is not going to get you nothing to eat." So I proceeded to give her more than a couple of dollars. I'm not going to say the amount. And guess what she said to me? She said, "Thank you," and moved on. She didn't get upset because I said something about the couple of dollars. See, it's hard out here for some people simply because they're thinking it's hard, simply because they believe in not having. No, Akeem, it's not that simple. Yes, it is that simple. All of these homeless people you see out there, all of these people that are struggling, they believe in that lifestyle. Why do I say that? Because they live in it. If I were to fall into that position, somewhere I agreed with that position and I became that. And I'm going to give you a real life experience of mine personally that I know this is true because I lived it. So, then Jesus said to them, "Very truly I tell you, it was not Moses who gave you the bread from heaven." See, they was looking at Moses being the one to give it. And but it was my Father who gives you the true bread from heaven. What is he talking about when he says his Father? Is he talking about some being in the sky? He's talking about the higher consciousness of himself. Those supreme thoughts of divine consciousness. That's exactly what he's talking about. See, the Bible, how they wrote it, personified everything, but the whole Bible is one big metaphysical book. It's all talking about the act of your mind, the many aspects of your mind. And that's all it's ever talking about. But they took those aspects of the mind and put it into personifications. And the only way you're going to understand this book is if you do that, if you take it and relate it to your consciousness. See, people can give you stuff all the time, but if I keep giving you stuff without showing you that you can do this yourself, you can make this happen to yourself just by a simple thought, you will always stay stuck in the same position. So some people, it's not good to give things to. It wouldn't have did him any good just giving him that couple of dollars. That couple of dollars could have killed him. He might have went and did something to kill himself. Who knows? But anyway, let me give you a perfect example of why I say the mind is a very powerful thing. See, I've operated out of this consciousness at times, and I didn't even know I was operating out of the consciousness of my own higher thinking. When I was around 17, and I told the story a long time ago on the air, but I'm going to tell it again because it's just to bring it home. I wasn't always an upstanding citizen. I had left home because I didn't want to go to the Kingdom Hall, the church anymore. I left home. So I was living with my aunt. And, of course, I had to make money and got me into the street life. So at this point in time, it was summer. Ending, it was the end. It was towards the end of summer because I know when I got that job was around early September, late August, early September. Um, our spot where we were working out of got raided. Fortunate for me, I was not there, so I didn't get caught up in it. The other fellas did. So all the money's gone. And, I didn't have any money. I was done. I was living that fast life. You spend the money as fast as you get it. I was making more money than, people out there, regular jobs. I was making good money, thousands of dollars a day, and blowing it as fast as I was getting it, right? But I had no money, nothing. And now that I recall, my aunt needed some money for some food, and I gave her what I had last in my pocket. But that day, I decided, you know what, Akeem? You can't live this life anymore. You can't be running these streets. You got 3 ways to go. You're going to go to the grave, you're going to go to jail, or you're going to be hooked on your product. One of those 3 was my destiny if I kept into that lifestyle. So I decided to go look for a job. And this is what I said. I said, I'm going to look for a job today, and I got to get the classifieds. In those days, some of y'all young folks might not know what classified sections are. But it was in the newspaper, the Daily newspaper out in New York. I said, I'm going to get on the train. I didn't have money to get on the train. I said, I'm going to hop this turnstile. I'm going to get on the train, and there will be a newspaper on the train for me to read to get the classified. Boom. So I hopped the turnstile. Thank goodness no cops were there to stop me. There was a newspaper right there when the doors open. There was a newspaper sitting right there, beeline straight to it. It was sitting on the seat. Grabbed it, opened it up, looked in it, the classifieds, and I saw a job. It was a messenger job. And I said, wow, I don't have the money to make the phone call. So I just got on the train, saw the job I wanted to call, and the name of the company was called Advanced Communications. I still remember it. It was a messenger company. I said, I don't have the money to make the phone call, but I'm going to get off at the next stop. I know there's a payphone there, but there's going to be some money in that payphone for me to make the call. So I get off, payphone right there. I put my hand in the little change thing, and sure enough, the money was there for me to make the phone call. Put it in. I called the number, asked them about the job, and he said, come on down, come on in. And gave me the address. I went to the address. It was downtown Manhattan, Lower Manhattan, near the World Trade Center. Got there. Now let me, I'll tell you this part. I got in there. Guy, I said, I'm here for the messenger job. He said, here, fill this out. So I'm up there filling it out. And then there was, someone spoke to me from behind, said, hey, you. New York, they're not polite. And we're used to that. Growing up there, you're just used to that type of communication. People coming from New York, coming to the South, they talk like that. Southerners don't understand that. But that's how we communicate in New York. You say, hey, you over there. You know how to get to the World Trade Center? And I didn't know he was talking to me, so I ignored it at first. And then the 2 brothers on the side of me said, hey, you talking to you? I said, I can find out. He said, okay, I want you to go to Full World Trade Center and see a guy named Joe V. I said, okay. Now let me set the scene for you. I had on a white dress shirt and some stone-washed jeans. Not only were they stone-washed, they were like a lime green stone-washed jeans. Something definitely you don't wear to get a job. But this man picked me out to go to that job. All the other guys were dressed like for a job. They had on slacks, they had on a shirt. One guy even had on a tie. I never forget this. Why am I telling you this? Because in my mind, out of these three guys, there was three of us standing, two guys to the right of me, only one was determined to get the job. Why do I say that? Because I was determined to get the job. I had already envisioned myself with the job. And I got the job. Out of two people who were sitting there looking more qualified to have the job. Looking like someone who was looking for a job. So it doesn't matter how you look. It doesn't matter how your education is. What matters is your state of consciousness. What it is that's in your head that you're thinking and trying to achieve. Because I can promise you, if I can get in those two brothers' heads that were standing to the right of me and ask them some questions today, and I said, what were you thinking at that time when you were trying? They'd probably say, it wasn't a big deal about the job. They probably had some doubts about the job. I didn't have any jobs. I knew that day I was going to get a job. And everything I envisioned happened. Newspaper sitting on the seat. Money sitting in the phone. What's the odds? The odds is, there was no odds. I made the odds. I determined what I was going to do through the thought in my mind. And I could tell you plenty of stories after that. Consciousness is everything. Consciousness is the key to your success. What your consciousness is dwelling on is what you're getting. So if you're in bad relationships, you're getting bad people in your life, that's in your consciousness. And you're drawing that to you. You having difficulties, you're drawing that's difficulties in the mind first before you experience it. You see? And I can go on and tell you, I worked at the job. I was there. I was there for about a month. They was only paying $3.35 an hour back then. That ain't not a lot of money, And one check, you buy a piece of clothing and it's gone. And then on top of that, my mom was taxing me because I went back home. Went back to the house and stayed with my parents. And you're a man now. You're making money. You're gonna have to give me some money to stay here. So my mom was taking $30 a week out of that little bit of money I was making. But I'm happy she did that because it taught me responsibility. Then I worked that job, and then I wanted other jobs, and I put in my mind I was getting that job. See, it's all about the consciousness. And y'all heard me on the show talk to people, many shows ago, there's people that's in jail or about to go to jail, and I'm envisioning yourself getting out. I'm not telling them that because I'm guessing that that's going to work. I know it's going to work. Because even after I got that job and the divine mind made it so that I can get that job, I got hard-headed again. I felt that wasn't enough money. I'm going to go out here and make me quick money to buy this leather bomber. And then I got away with it 1 week, went another week, got away the third week, I didn't get away with it. Got arrested. Now I got this job that can lead to more opportunity, and I'm out here messing around in the streets again. And then my court, and then I got a new job, making more money with the exchange, and here I'm got this case over my head. So I went to court with the envision in my mind. I'm shortcutting this story, and I've told this story before too. This case is dismissed. I don't know nothing about all of the stuff I teach y'all now. I said they're going to dismiss it. I had it in my mind. Right? That's what I was believing and hoping and doing. The little Italian guy came in here, he asked me what happened. I told him what happened. He go talk to the prosecutor. And then the Italian guy said to me, Akeem, just disagree with whatever they're saying. I'm like, what? And I'm like what are they going to say? Next, the prosecutor, when they call my case up, I come up to the prosecutor and say, hey, we're going to dismiss this case through lack of evidence. And I was like, huh? Although I had in my mind that I was going to get it dismissed, I still, when I heard it, it was still unbelievable. Case dismissed. See, it's not about the paperwork, y'all. The paperwork helps you get in the right frame of mind. But really what makes your case go away is your decision and you're connecting with the energy of it being gone and done with. Some of y'all are still fighting cases because somewhere creeping in your mind is some doubt. Some of y'all are not getting paperwork filed. Somewhere creeping in your mind, you felt you was going to meet opposition. I know I might be touching some nerves. No, I can't. It's not. It's these people. They're evil. They're trying to get me. Nothing can get you if you don't believe in it. It's the belief in them getting you that's getting you. It is your own thoughts, your own ideas about the situations that's getting you first. Then they get you. It's your connection, your agreement. Wherever two touch and agree, there I will be. You see? Y'all touch and agree. Y'all just look at it on me and a brother of like mind. We touch and agree. We gonna get what we want. No, y'all touch and agree with the things you don't want. That works. You see, that touch and agree is not. It's not prejudice. It don't just work on the good stuff. It works with the bad stuff too. If you're agreeing to something bad, you got it. There's your two in touch and agree. A physical person got it. You guys know. There's many aspects of your mind that you're agreeing with. Many aspects of your consciousness. And truth be told, there's more than one of you inside of there. Well, you saying I got multiple personalities? Yes, I'm saying that. You got multiple states of consciousness. And see, the scholars and all of them don't want you to know that. And you need to get in agreement, get into the understanding of all of those multiple states of consciousness. You know what I'm talking about. 1 minute you're in a good mood, next minute you're in a bad mood. That's a different state of consciousness. That's a different you. That's a different state of you. It's multiple facets of you, and there's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't make you crazy or loony. See, they just stuck all these people in the hospital, in these jails like they're crazy, and they're not. Y'all think Charles Manson was crazy. He wasn't crazy. If you understand the story, I'm just kind of sidestepping. If you understand that Charles Manson and that those heinous crimes that they committed, they were committed against people in the movie industry. And we all know what them people are into in the movie industry. They're into those child sacrifices and all that stuff. And what Charles Manson was doing was killing that. See, that's why they stuck him in prison and made him feel like he was nuts. All that stuff y'all talking about on the internet now, what all these movie stars are doing, that's what he was killing. That's just off. Let me get back. You have multiple states of consciousness, and at any one given point in time, just like that brother that I saw today, he was in his lowest state of consciousness, and that's why he reacted that way. He chose to agree with that state of consciousness. And all of Christ was telling the people, listen, you can go for the lower state of consciousness, and that's just eating and getting your physical body nourished, or you can go for the higher state of consciousness and get your spiritual body nourished. See, that's why it says put forth the kingdom of heaven, or put forth put first the divine consciousness of God. Put that first, then all these things will be added to you. The money, the prosperity, the peace, the good relationships. Put forth these things, those things first. Then all of those things add. He says you don't go after the things and then put that first, then go for the consciousness. No, you go for the consciousness first. Achieving the divine consciousness first, then all those things fall into place. Then you'll see that money is just pieces of paper. That's it. All right, remember that. Go into the higher states of your mind. I know, see, these teachings are not very popular to some people who listen because they're looking for me to give them a remedy on how to get money off the birth certificate, how to win their case. You know, that's all understandable. But you're not going to win anything until your mind gets into the Christ consciousness and the divine consciousness of God in you. You're just messing around. I see it every day. I got people right now I've worked with, and I've had to cut them off because I always preface it. Listen, you're gonna have to believe in this for yourself. You're gonna have to study this for yourself. You're gonna have to embody and become connected to this for yourself for this to work. I can do the paperwork, and they hard headed. They think, okay, I got this paperwork. I'm gonna run in the courtroom and I'm gonna speak this thing that's on this paperwork, and I'm gonna win. And then as soon as the judge asks them a trip-up question, they get stuck. Why? Because they only relied on the words I put on the paper. And then when that don't work, they go run to somebody else for information. You know how many emails I get a day from people sharing me other people's website of garbage? Because most of it's garbage. I'm sorry if that offends you who keep sending me stuff. That has nothing to do with higher consciousness. You know what I want y'all to start? Send me some higher consciousness information. Stuff on how to improve my thinking. Don't send me Willy Bobo site about, adrenochrome and all of that. Don't send me that stuff. Baby sacrifice. I don't want to read that stuff. I don't even read that stuff. Send me something. Send me some Reverend Ike. If I ain't Reverend Ike in place, send me that. Okay? Send me something that is going to help me keep my mind in the highest state of consciousness, because that's where I need it to be. The last thing y'all want my mind to do is go into a low state of consciousness, because some of y'all have witnessed me in that low state of consciousness. I don't want to be there. So help me. Send me some high consciousness, how to think, how to manifest the good that I desire. That's what, when I share stuff, that's what I try to share to y'all. Higher consciousness ideals. And I know that's not popular because so many people are looking for drama. I'm not looking for drama. I got enough of my own drama. The main drama that I deal with every day is looking myself in the mirror and trying to fight off that lower consciousness. Trying to stay focused on being peaceful, not argumentative. Because I'm telling you, that lower king, I don't think the devil got anything on him. For real. When he come out. Y'all don't want that. So please send me some good stuff. I'm asking. And I'd appreciate you guys trying to share with me, though. But share me some good stuff. Not that lower form. I don't want to see child sacrifice. I don't want to see Hillary Clinton, drinking body blood. I don't want to see black folks on the table being cut up, hanging. I don't want to see none of that stuff. Just send me the good, the things that I want to manifest. Send me pictures of millions of dollars. Send me that. I appreciate that. But anyway, title of the show is Gold and Silver, or Silver and Gold. The reason why I want to talk about that today, and then I'll go to the phone lines and pick up somebody. Press number 1 if you got something to say. And y'all know we've dealt with money since the beginning of time, or some form of currency. Give me a second. And I've been telling you guys what to buy. This is all biblical. I've been telling y'all to get some silver, right? And y'all bet, because I'm believing and knowing that that I think silver is going to be eventually more valuable than gold. The reason why I say that, a lot of experts are saying it too. The reason why I say that, because silver has more use for it. You can do more with silver than you can with gold. And at this current state of buying frenzy when it comes to silver, it's going to become a shortage. It already is a shortage because I'm going to the site. I got to wait to get stuff. Thing like, and y'all do know that Jesus was betrayed with 30 pieces of silver, right? So silver was used throughout time. And right now, silver is grossly undervalued. Now, last week I read y'all the what is the U.S. debt clock? Let's go back. Let's see what silver dollar to silver ratio is this week. I'm gonna keep talking about this every week to keep reminding y'all what to do. If you could just buy one, buy one. You know, just buy one. You know, one at a time. Right now, it's $3,979 to $1. Gold is $33,000 to $1. And some people are predicting that it's going to flip, where silver is going to be the thing. And the reason why I have tendency to believe that, because some of the bigger guys are laughing that off. And usually when I see them acting like that, they don't want everybody in on it. So they'll try to play like that's not true. But silver is going to be it. So buy as much as you can when you can. All right. Now I'm going to read this article, and then we'll get the phone line. The history of currency. What is a denarius worth? I got up this month and said, what's denarius? Silver? So it is silver. So during Roman times, there was a period when a denarius was worth about a day's wage. By today's numbers, the quotient of silver contained in a denarius is worth about $3.62. Now, this article is from April 4th, 2017, so this is pretty old. That may not seem like much, but it turns out $3.62 in value held a lot more weight several thousand years ago. So $3.62 was a day's wage, which was pretty valuable back then, according to this. Hyperinflation has led to a difference in values. What's interesting about the denarius today, however, is that it is worth much more than the $3.62 in silver, depending. Check this Google shopping page out. Some of these coins will go for $900 today. So they're saying a denarius will go for about $900. That's back in 2017. I suspect that would be more than that now. What has changed? Would anyone say a day's wage in Roman time is worth $900 by today's reckoning? History of city is a determinant factor. Coin quality is also a big part of that, but because of the nature of antiquity, the historical value of a denarius can make it much more valuable. It's out of print. Authentic versions of this coin can't be found in today's world. Now, y'all going to see in a minute why I'm reading this. A denarius today is an heirloom. It's a piece of history. It's an artifact. It's increased the value of the coin. As it turns out, this force is still in play when it comes to modern forms of currency that are out of print or otherwise difficult to find. Zimbabwe trillions. According to banknoteworld.com, Zimbabwe dollars represent some of the most unique, antiquated currencies that were ever printed. With 14 zeros, the $100 trillion Zimbabwean dollar bill has the most number of zeros to ever be printed on a single note. Now, I have some of these, right? Now, when I was buying them a few years ago, people thought I was crazy. Because that was, Zimbabwe, they were throwing their money away in the streets in Zimbabwe. They actually lived out what the scriptures are saying. See, when it comes to the Bible, people are thinking worldwide some of these prophecies, but actually these prophecies have been fulfilled in pockets around the world at different times. So Zimbabwe was throwing their money, it was worth nothing, and they went back to the U.S. dollar. And of course, the U.S. had something to do with their dollar being worthless, right? But what y'all don't understand about that $100 trillion Zimbabwean dollar, it is actually a note. I mean, not a note. It's a bond. I forgot what it is. It's another term. I'm not using the right term. But that note, that bill, is the bill to get if you can get your hands on one now. It's so at that time they were worth about $80. Right now it's going to cost you about, I could tell you right now, Banknote World. This is where I bought mine from. I think it's about $300 for that note. $100 trillion, $220.79 for that bill. Now, so if they do have a financial reset, that bill is going to be worth a lot of money. So all the people that laughed about that, they're not going to be laughing when it happens. And you can't tell me it's not going to be worth something because everybody and their mama was buying them up. You see? Some were saying it was just going to be for collectors, but everybody was buying them. I know some people that got hundreds of those bills. All right. Additionally, there were only a few million copies of this bill ever printed, and they are quickly disappearing. If you don't know where to find one, you'll have trouble getting one. You can get them for around $80 today. So that was back in 2017. I just told you now it's $220. What would be the value of each piece of history in 20 or 30 years? It could double, triple, quadruple, or more. Why am I telling you this? You have to get your silver and start taking the money, your disposable money, and investing in currencies, different currencies. Don't invest in the U.S. dollar because they just print money like it ain't nothing. It's pretty soon, hyperinflation, our dollar's going to crash and everybody else's money is going to be worth more than ours. You can bank that one. That is going to happen. If they're about to do another round of stimulus, and if y'all don't know it, these corporations are the biggest recipients of this stimulus. They get millions and billions of dollars, these different industries, and they get money for just keeping their doors closed. Where are they getting the money from? They're just making it up out of thin air off the computer. But when tax time comes, guess who's going to pay? You guys. That little $1,200 that they gave y'all, they're going to come a knocking for that. Anyway, that's my tidbit on gold and silver. Start buying it and buying it feverishly. Okay? As much as you can. You can get gold, but I say silver. That's all I've been really buying is silver. I'm going to get a call on. This is going to be a short night, just letting y'all know. Let's see. Press 1 if you got a question. Or forever hold your peace. I think I got a couple of email questions that I need to answer, and I'll answer those and get off. All right, 313-737.
Pure energy from the D. What it do, Akeem?
Hey, peace. What's going on, bro? How you doing?
Oh, I'm hanging in there. A lot of information. The show is all 100% with that.
Mm-hmm. So what you got for
Vietnam,
me? What you want to share?
Vietnam dong. Might want to get you some Vietnam dong, too.
Oh, I got that, too. I got Vietnam and the Chinese yuan. All I got quite a few. Iraqi dinar. All
Yep.
But I'm holding in on that silver. That's where the bread. That's where the transformation of wealth is going to be, in the silver.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt, because it's got a longer target destination.
Mm-hmm.
It's just real simple. I started buying silver at $14. You can go to my Instagram page, Septimius Bay. I've been putting silver up there. Need to listen to that, brother.
Right now, I think silver's trading around $19-$20 now.
Last time I saw it, brother, it was at $22.
22. So just 2 weeks ago it was $18. So it's going.
I'm talking about? It's going.
Yeah, so it's going. And once it disconnects from that fake market, the commodities market, because you know that's fake.
Yeah.
Those contracts. Once it disconnects for that, silver is going to skyrocket.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
But
anyway.
Just like you said too, I wanted to touch on this real quick, because it all comes in. Yeah, that gold and silver and these currencies is nice, but like the brother was telling you, we going through spiritual awakening right now on this planet. It's called a revelation. It's called a revelation. See, the word revelation means to unveil, to uncover, to let something be known that was otherwise being held back.
Mm-hmm.
And if you know, a lot of people read the Bible, and if you believe the Bible, you would understand that verse also in Revelation when it says, in the last days, the wisdom of the wise ones will be broken. Now, what exactly does that mean? Well, let's look at the word wisdom. So that means somebody's got some intelligence, has some knowledge, right? Okay, the wise ones. That means it's a group of people who call themselves got more knowledge than some other people. The wisdom of the wise ones will be broken. If you break in somebody's wisdom, that means your wisdom or your knowledge or your truth is more powerful than theirs.
Mm-hmm.
What Akeem been trying to tell y'all, and this is how I think a regular person would understand it. All this brother been trying to tell y'all, man, is that, look, the Bible is true prophecy. Okay, yeah, some stuff's been added, some things been taken away, and I believe through my own personal that some of the translations got jacked up. But nonetheless, if you look at it as an overall source of information, you cannot doubt that these things are coming true right before our own eyes. Now, that you cannot refute. I don't give a damn what or who you believe in.
Mm-hmm.
All the brother trying to say, tighten up on your spiritual side. Everything ain't gold, glitz, and glamour.
Listen, what's about to transpire, you know, what we've been experiencing is nothing compared to what's about to transpire. And if your spiritual game ain't strong, it'll be like a storm, and you ain't gonna be able to walk on that water. You're gonna be afraid.
That's what it says. But see, a lot of people, man, they don't even read their own Bible. The Bible said the end ain't coming overnight. Well, it's gonna come in one night. But guess what? It's gonna be a domino effect. It's gonna happen in stages.
Let me be real with you. The end is already it's happened. It's over.
Exactly.
What you're seeing is people think that, you know, we go. This is it. It's done. Now you're just seeing the symptoms of what over means. See, right now people are grasping to go back to where we were. Let's put it back to normal. Now these same people hated the system. Now they want the system and put it back to where it was. It's like, no, we ain't going back. This trade is gone.
Right.
This is a snowball effect, and this snowball is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. They make it already obvious that we don't give a damn about how you feel. We're gonna try to make you wear masks. And here's the funny part about it: they're not making anybody wear masks. They're giving everybody illusion that they have to wear masks.
Mm-hmm.
The only people enforcing mask wearing is the people in the streets, the people you walking by, looking at you all crazy. Like today, you know, I've been going walking last few mornings, and I part the Red Sea every time I walk down the street. Because when I walk down, people walk in the street away from me. I ain't got to move. I just keep walking. And they just walking. I'm like, ain't this crazy? They just walking on this other side of the street or walking out in the street just so they don't walk by me.
Yeah,
I keep my head up and keep walking. Like, whatever, I'm not going in the street to get around you. Today, about 6 people did that. 6 people did that. And unfortunately, most of them were people that look like me. It was my people. People that looked like me that wanted to walk in the street. And there was one Caucasian fella, he walked right on by me like nothing. We greeted each other and kept it moving. But my people was walking in the street. I'm like, God, they got us, man. They got a lot of us mentally. That mind is so powerful. And that's what they got. And they don't know they got. They really believe that, they're in control. No, you're not. You're not in control.
Right. Out of control. Exactly.
You got people believing that walking in the fresh air is dangerous for you. It's 90 plus degrees, almost 100 degrees out there. People walking down the street with masks in 100-degree weather. I'm like, are you kidding? The air is already thick enough to breathe, and you got a mask on in the street?
Humidity 80% choking your ass already. You know what I'm saying?
I'm like, oh, wow.
This is what kills me. You got an N95 dust mask on your face. The damn box, when you bought that mask, it sit there and tell you this thing only stops shit up to 3 microns and larger. A goddamn virus is anywhere from 240 to 120 nanometers. That's what the size of a virus is.
Well, see, the powers that have created these rules know that it doesn't work, and they know what they're doing. It's just a mind control operation.
Exactly.
That's it. We can get these idiots to do whatever we tell them to do. All we got to do is put it on the news.
And I was just about to say, put it on TV. Put it on the TV.
We done got them programmed so hard that all we gotta do is put it on the news. They're gonna do it. This is an experiment. This really is, to see how far they can go. They just testing people to see how far they can go, and and I can tell you right now, it looks like they winning.
They winning, bro.
It's paying off.
Going straight. Look, on their way straight over the edge.
They're getting it.
On that wide space. There's only few finding that straight and narrow. There's only a few finding.
Nobody, all these tough guys, all these militia tough guys, white and black, they just talking. Nobody running up there and trying to take over. Nothing. They know. This present education system has worked because nobody's doing nothing but sitting back complaining. That's it.
Right.
You know. But anyway, Septimius. Anything else?
Oh man, just good to hear from you, man.
All right, good to hear from you too, man. Peace.
All right, man. Peace to the God.
All right, y'all. It's 8:10. I told you it's going to be a short show. I just got off the road and said I just wanted to share some things. Okay, some good things are coming up. Just want to announce some announcements. I'm going to have another CPN webinar, some updates on how to get your credit without even giving up the social or CPN number. That's coming. I'll give you the date on that, and then I'm going to do another court procedure webinar to kind of incorporate with the child support and all the other stuff. How y'all do these motions to get out of some of this heat that you're finding yourself in. All right. With that being said, I'm going to leave y'all with a little Reverend Knight, something positive. If I can get it pulled up. If I don't get it here before I pull it up, that'll be it. All right, let's see. Reverend Knight. Let's see which one. No, that's only 3 minutes. Leave something longer than that. All right, remember, while I'm looking for this, Jessica and Tasia shows every Thursday. And on Sunday, starting, I think the 8th of August, is going to be the homeschooling show. Very important. I actually been working hard doing that for my daughter for this upcoming new school year. She is definitely not going into classroom. The choice was virtual learning or homeschooling. And I gotta admit she's a little indoctrinated. She wants the virtual learning. So she's 13, about to be 14. I said, if I'm gonna force the homeschooling on her, I'm gonna kind of work her in there. So I picked out a homeschooling program to kind of work her in there. So because school is not starting until September 8th, they're starting later than usual. So hopefully by that time I can kind of. I don't want to fight her on this because then it'll make it harder for me to teach her. But I gotta say, I've been challenged before by some things. This whole homeschooling is a challenging thing because especially if you haven't done it, you're the teacher. You have to figure out lesson plans, and that's why Bathsheba is going to be here to help with that, help people with that. If you want to do that for your child, it is challenging because it's new, and you have to change your mind because we're so used to sending our children to sit in front of dictators. That's what we're doing. We call them school teachers, but they're mini Hitlers. Do as I say. Don't question me. Don't critically think. They're mini Hitlers. They're Hitlers. I'm calling it like it is. I know I might have some teachers on the line, but you've been trained to be Hitler. I played the whole Prussian school thing at the beginning of the show, showing you that that's where it came from. So with my daughter being in school, indoctrinated for so many years to try to get into this homeschooling, respecting me as the teacher, it's a transition. So I have to do it slowly, and I think I'm gonna be able to pull it off. Then I'm also gonna talk to my son. I'm probably gonna homeschool my grandson, and get him at an early age. He's 5. I want to make a difference. Do something different than I did with my other children. All right, with that being said, this one's a good one. All right, peace.